Level 1. At this stage, your financial system is entirely dependent on income. You earn approximately $3,000 per month, spend $2,700 to $2,900, and the remaining $100 to $300 is treated as savings. These savings accumulate slowly and typically remain in cash or a low-yield account. From a structural perspective, nothing is compounding. If you save $300 per month, you reach $3,600 in a year. At a 3% return, this generates roughly $108 annually. This does not change your position relative to your annual expenses, which are around $34,000. The internal experience at this level is consistent, low margin, and constant awareness of cash flow. You are not necessarily in crisis, but your system has no buffer. Any disruption, job loss, unexpected expense immediately affects stability. Your decisions are short-term by necessity. You evaluate purchases based on whether they fit into the current month, not based on long-term impact. Financial thinking is reactive. Opportunities at this level are limited. You cannot meaningfully reduce work hours, you cannot absorb risk, and you cannot take advantage of long-term investments because your margin is too small. Even if you understand investing conceptually, your system does not yet support it. The key constraint is not income alone. It is the absence of a structure that converts income into something independent of your time. Level 2. Your income increases to approximately $5,000 per month. Expenses rise as well, typically to $4,000 to $4,500. The remaining $500 to $1,000 becomes available for saving or investing. At this stage, you begin allocating part of your income into investments. For example, $500 per month into index funds. Over a year, this results in $6,000 invested, generating approximately $300 to $400 in returns at 6%. The internal shift here is subtle but important. You start to recognize that money can work independently of your labor, even if the effect is small. However, this is also where frustration often appears. The effort of saving and investing feels significant, but the visible output remains limited. Volatility introduces doubt. A temporary market decline can erase months of gains, creating the perception that progress is unstable. Your decisions begin to split between short-term comfort and long-term positioning. This is the first point where discipline matters. If contributions stop, the system does not develop. Opportunities expand slightly. You now have access to financial tools, brokerage accounts, investment platforms, but your ability to use them effectively depends on consistency. You are building the foundation, but the system is not yet producing meaningful results. Level 3. Your invested capital reaches $30,000 to $50,000. Monthly contributions increase to $800 to $1,200. Income is typically in the $6,000 to $8,000 range, with expenses between $4,500 and $5,500. At this level, the key change is clarity. You begin to track your net worth and calculate your financial independence number. If your expenses are $5,000 per month, you now understand that you need approximately $1.2 million in capital, assuming a 5% return. This creates a measurable gap. The difference between current capital and required capital becomes explicit. Internally, this shifts your thinking from income-based to system-based. You begin to evaluate decisions in terms of their long-term impact. Spending decisions are no longer only about affordability, but about opportunity cost. You also become less reactive to short-term market changes. Because the goal is long-term capital accumulation, volatility becomes part of the process rather than a signal to act. Opportunities increase in terms of control. You can automate contributions, structure your finances more precisely, and begin optimizing your savings rate. However, financial freedom is still distant, and the system requires consistent input. Level 4, your capital reaches approximately $100,000 to $150,000. At a 5% return, this produces $5,000 to $7,500 annually, or $400 to $600 per month. For the first time, capital begins to cover a portion of your expenses. If your monthly expenses are $5,000, this represents about 10%. The internal experience changes at this point. You begin to see that dependency can be reduced incrementally. The system is no longer theoretical. It produces measurable output. This reduces pressure slightly. You are still dependent on income, but not entirely. The psychological effect is a small but noticeable increase in stability. Your decisions become more precise. You start limiting unnecessary expense growth, not through restriction, but through prioritization. You understand that every additional dollar spent increases the capital required for independence. Opportunities expand in terms of resilience. You can absorb short-term disruptions more easily. You can also increase investment contributions during market downturns, which improves long-term outcomes. This is the stage where discipline transitions into strategy. Level 5. Your capital grows to $300,000 to $400,000. At a 5% return, this generates $15,000 to $20,000 annually, or approximately $1,250 to $1,650 per month. This covers 25 to 30% of typical expenses. Internally, this creates a clear shift. Financial progress is no longer abstract. You can see a direct relationship between capital and reduced dependency. This reinforces consistency. At this level, your thinking becomes more technical. You begin optimizing, reducing fees, improving asset allocation, increasing tax efficiency. For example, reducing a 1% fee to 0.05% on $350,000 saves over $3,000 annually. This is equivalent to increasing returns without increasing risk. Opportunities expand significantly. You can consider reducing work intensity, changing roles, or making decisions that are not strictly income maximizing. Your system can support a degree of flexibility. However, the system is still incomplete. You are partially independent, but not fully. Level 6. Your capital approaches $700,000 to $900,000. At a 5% return, this generates $35,000 to $45,000 annually, or $2,900 to $3,700 per month. This covers 50 to 70% of expenses. Internally, this is a transitional phase. Dependency on income is still present, but it is no longer dominant. The system can sustain a significant portion of your life independently. This changes how you perceive risk. You are less exposed to single points of failure, such as job loss. Your decisions become less constrained by immediate financial necessity. At the same time, discipline becomes more important. Lifestyle expansion at this stage can significantly delay full independence. Increasing expenses by $2,000 per month raises the required capital by approximately $480,000 at 5%. Opportunities include greater control over time. You can negotiate work conditions, reduce hours, or shift focus without immediate financial pressure. This is the stage where financial freedom becomes realistically attainable within a defined time frame. Level 7. Your capital exceeds $1 million. At a 5% return, this generates approximately $50,000 annually, or $4,100 per month. If your expenses are maintained within this range, financial independence is achieved. Internally, this creates a fundamental shift. The requirement to earn income is removed. You may continue working, but it is no longer necessary for maintaining your standard of living. This changes decision-making at a structural level. You can prioritize time over income, stability over growth, selective work over mandatory work. The psychological effect is not excitement, but stability. Financial stress is significantly reduced because the system no longer depends on continuous input. Opportunities expand in terms of autonomy. You can choose how to allocate your time without immediate financial consequences. Level 8. Capital grows beyond $1.5 million to $3 million. At this level, capital generates substantially more income than required for expenses. For example, $2 million at 5% produces $100,000 annually. If expenses are $60,000, the surplus is reinvested. Internally, financial freedom becomes normalized. It is no longer a goal or a milestone. It is the default state of the system. Your focus shifts from growth to durability. You prioritize stability of returns, risk management, long-term preservation. You no longer need to maximize returns. The system already produces sufficient output. Opportunities at this level include long-term planning beyond personal consumption. Decisions extend to wealth preservation, intergenerational transfer, and system continuity. Conclusion. At every level, financial freedom is defined by the same relationship: capital relative to expenses. What changes is not the formula, but the structure. At lower levels, income is the system. At higher levels, capital replaces income. The internal experience evolves accordingly, from dependency to partial independence to full autonomy. The opportunities expand in proportion to reduced dependency, not increased income. The transition is not driven by a single event, but by consistent allocation, controlled expenses, and time. Without a system, income increases complexity but does not create freedom. With a system, financial freedom becomes a predictable outcome.